Hey guys, so very excited to share this grouping with you. This is by far, I would say, probably the best grouping I've ever gotten before. Long story short, I saw this posted for sale online. I made an offer and the offer was accepted and everything, and this was shipped to me. I received it in 8 days, and the whole time I was just hoping it would get here sooner and sooner, but 8 days wasn't too bad. I got a lot to cover here with you, so please stay tuned. Watch the whole video. I'm going to go ahead and bring you in, and let's get started. All right, so here it is. Like I said, it's just a table full of stuff. I'm so happy to have this in the collection, and you guys that follow me know that it's definitely going to be in a good home with me. But just kind of panning the table here. Very excited. I'm so thankful that this grouping was brought to my attention online by several people. And again, I was able to make an offer and it was accepted. And so I'm super happy with this. I'll go ahead and get into it. So this grouping you see here on the table belonged to this man right here. And his name was Clarence John Fibbich. It's Fibbich. It's Fibich. And he was a member of the 9th Armored Division. And he was actually specifically in B Company of the 2nd Tank Battalion. And honestly, when I saw this online, looking at the pictures, description and stuff, and I realized he was in the 2nd Tank Battalion, in B Company especially, I got very excited because I've always wanted and hoped I would find even just the uniform, a whole grouping for a veteran who was in B Company of the 2nd Tank Battalion of the 9th Armored Division. And the reason I wanted this so bad is because you guys who've been following me know I had a veteran friend I was very close to. He passed away almost 4 years ago now. And it was this man right here, Mr. Elvin Littlejohn. And he was in the 9th Armored Division. That was my buddy. And Mr. Littlejohn was, guess what? He was in B Company of the 2nd Tank Battalion, the exact same company as Mr. Fibbich here. And so, that got me excited. And because I'd seen in the photos of the grouping that was listed, there's photo albums and paperwork and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, it'd be amazing to get this. Amazing to maybe find Mr. Littlejohn in a photo or his name written somewhere. And unfortunately, I've looked through a lot of this stuff, but no luck so far. But I've got to believe that, again, Mr. Fibbich and my friend Mr. Littlejohn, they had to have at least known each other. They might not have been close friends or whatever, but they had to have known each other. Because you think how big a company is, 150 guys, maybe 180? Compared to, the 9th Armored Division, there was between 12 and 15,000 men. So obviously, you're not going to know 15,000 guys, but if it's narrowed down to just a company, B Company, I mean, you go from close to 15,000 men down to 150 or so. I mean, there's a good chance they knew of each other or knew each other. And so, that was really exciting and to think that they could have been friends, But just one of those things, might not ever know. But I am still digging into a lot of this stuff, hoping I'll find something or see something. And so, again, I was very excited to get this. Again, there's so much to cover here. There's actually an online oral history project from 2013. I actually watched it before I even received this grouping in the mail, and this is actually a copy of that. And it was done by, I'm running a blank now, it was the National Archives or some history thing. Y'all forgive me, I can't remember exactly what it was. But what I wanted to say, though, is not trying to be negative, but honestly, the interview, and this is nothing against the veteran, but the guy that did the interview, he was not very good, in my opinion. I don't know if that was his first one or if he's done hundreds of them. And I'm not trying to be critical, but the interview wasn't the greatest because of the guy that was asking the questions and stuff. And the reason I say that is if you were to search online and find this, most of the stuff that was talked about was like the training before the war and his life after the war. There was like very little stuff talked about during the war. I mean, there was some stuff, and I know you don't want to dig in too deep and ask too personal questions, but I just feel like, honestly, the guy that did the interview, he really failed in a way. And I don't mean to be critical, but I know that I am. But he could have asked so much more and got some more information without going too deep or personal, but he didn't end up doing that. I don't know if he was uncomfortable or what, but it's just kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have heard more about, Mr. Fibbich's service and everything, which again, I can research the stuff here on the table and find out more myself. But anyways, this is the man I would have loved to have met in person. He was actually born on October 27th of 1920. And he passed away on July 5th of 2019. And so he was 98 years old. He was about 3.5 months shy of being 99. If he was alive now, he'd be 105 this October. But he entered the service on October 3rd of 1942. And so just shy of his 22nd birthday. And, he trained in the desert and everything. And he was one of the old school veterans of the 9th Armored Division. He wasn't like, a replacement, that came in maybe in late 1944 or 1945. He was one of the original guys from 1942. And so, again, there's just so much to cover here. I'll just kind of pan different things. I was really excited when I opened the box up because everything was basically just, put in this box, and I was digging stuff out, and it was so fun. It was like treasure hunting. And there's a copy of the Phantom 9 in there, and I've always wanted this book, but it's always like $80 or $100 online. People are asking, or $150, and I would never pay that. But this was actually in the grouping, so I was very excited to see this. He evidently liked Bill Mauldin, who was also a World War II veteran, a cartoon artist. Most of you guys know that, so there's some Bill Mauldin stuff. Another copy of The Bridge, and this copy of the 9th, the story of the 9th Armored Division. I've got a copy of this, but I've never had an original, so now I do. And I now have 3 copies of The Bridge here. He's got this copy here of Tanks Are Mighty Fine Things, and he actually sent in for it and paid for it. This right here was on the inside, Bronze Star, Tank Field Glasses, late issue of Tank German Flag. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but he did send in for this book. He paid for it, so that was pretty interesting. It's actually there's this photo album that says Germany 1945, and I was very excited when I saw that, and I opened it up, and there's pretty much nothing in here, unfortunately, except these photographs, from the Signal Corps. These aren't photos he took himself. These were, probably could be purchased or whatever. A lot of them are, familiar photos we've all seen online. So I was kind of disappointed with that. It was a cool looking photo album from the outside. Got a war ration book here as well. Now this right here, it says Snapshots. This is a wooden cased or covered photo album. And there's a lot of photos in here. A whole lot of photos, like him and some guys. Just other buddies and stuff like that. And this would be an hour-long video if I took the time to show you everything. So I'm not going to do that. But again, just different places they were at around the world and stuff. He definitely took a lot of photos and everything. But there's a brand new 88. Photos of like German equipment and vehicles and stuff like that. So a really awesome photo album here. There's another one here that's made of leather, and it says Fort Riley, Kansas. That's really cool. The 9th, they trained there and everything. This is some of the addresses and information of his buddies and like little things they had to say as far as wishing him good luck and all that kind of stuff. Again, just different photos. Some of it's of family. Some of it's of him or his buddies, and little stuff's written underneath most of the photos. But again, different places he was at. It says Sleepyhead 1 and 2. I don't know if I guess maybe his girlfriend or at the time, or fiance or wife. There's him by different French tanks. Again, there's just so much. There's marching and stuff like that. But I'm going to dig into all this a lot more. This is really cool. This is a tank clock. See, it's even got the little tank armored insignia in the U.S. there. Unfortunately, it's got some condition issues, but it's a pretty cool tank clock there. He was buried at Arlington National Cemetery, and I actually have several of the casings, from the blanks, the rounds that were fired during his funeral, and so that's pretty cool to have those. Just kind of, panning things. There's other photos and like newspaper articles and stuff in here. This is a bunch of letters he wrote home to his girlfriend at the time, but they eventually got married. I don't know if it was towards the end of the war or right after the war. Again, still researching. This is his little service prayer book. He was actually Lutheran, which is pretty interesting. And this actually talks about, the member of the church he was in. He was actually from Ohio. I should have mentioned that before. He was from Ohio, and like I said, his religion was Lutheran. Then there's just different magazines and stuff here. There's actually a couple Yank magazines from 1945. And again, just so much to look at and everything and read and study. It's going to take a long time. This right here is a book that says My Life in the Service, and this is actually his diary, and it's written in cursive. I can read a lot of it. I haven't read hardly any of it, but just kind of scanned over it. But again, it's just got a lot of information about his time in the service, and this would have been evidently maybe a buddy he was friends with. That's his buddy's address. But again, I look forward to reading into his diary here and just see what he wrote about. Just a bunch of other Signal Corps photos and stuff right there. His uniform is amazing. It's in amazing condition, no moth holes or anything. 9th Armored, he was transferred, towards the end of his service to the 4th, just rotated back home. 6 ribbons, a presidential unit citation, ruptured up for honorable discharge. There's 3 overseas caps, and 2 of them have 9th Armored pins. This right here is pretty cool. This is a VHS. It says, A History of the 9th Armored Division dedicated to the men of Charlie Company by Clarence Reno. And I apologize, it's blurry right now. I actually just got a new phone a few weeks ago, so I'm still kind of get used to some of the settings and stuff like that. But I don't have a VHS player, but I'm curious to see what's on here, so I'll have to find one at Goodwill or yard sale or something so I can watch it. This grouping does include his medals. He was awarded the Bronze Star, and this right here talks about how he got it. Says he was missing in action 17 days behind enemy lines during the Battle of the Bulge. Risked his life to save a fellow soldier in need. He talks about how he was on the highway by himself. He saw a tank was burning. You could tell by the paint that it was one of ours. He jumped on the radio, called for help. He searched for any sign of life or his missing comrade, closed his eyes, shook his head vividly. He was shot up pretty bad, unconscious, about to wave at us. And it just talks about, how he basically helped rescue the man who was wounded. And so that's how he was awarded the Bronze Star. Does have, his other World War II medals here and the little medals that come with them. And most of them have ribbon bars except for the occupation, which, again, ribbon bars are on the uniform. And these could have just been some extra bars here. Something interesting is I was digging through the stuff and I felt this. And I was like, what in the world is inside of that? And so I'm going to try to do this left-handed here. I opened it up, but I closed it just for this video. So y'all bear with me. This is actually some hair. This is some hair that I'm guessing his girlfriend at the time, or fiance, who eventually became his wife, she sent him some of her hair. And so, a lot of people think that's kind of weird, but, whatever could be done on the home front for the men that were serving, maybe, even just letters or food they like to eat or something from home. Again, maybe I've seen girlfriends or wives or whatever have kissed stuff and their lipsticks on it or sprayed their perfume on it, or this is the first lock of hair I've ever come across. Stockings, just whatever, just to give them some hope and let them know that they're thought about and they're loved and that people at home can't wait for them to be home and, and move on with their lives and everything. And that's what a lot of the soldiers wanted to do, just get the war done, get it behind them, go home and, live life. But pretty cool, pretty interesting for hair there. Mr. Fibbage actually had 2 brothers and a sister, and all 4 of them served during the war. This is a newspaper article. That's the 4 siblings with their parents. And again, all 3 sons and 1 daughter, and the 1 daughter did serve. These are other photos of him here as well. And again, there's the other one there. Here's him and his 2 brothers and sister. And this is him on the left. If you see the brother here on the far right, he's got an armored patch on his left shoulder. Don't know which unit he was in, but I'm definitely going to have to dig into that some more. Here's a couple Western Unions. This one right here actually says Aunt Edna passed away, and this was sent from his mother. And then the other one here says, Dear Clarence, your mother, very bad, will keep you informed, prepare love. So this was sent by Ruth. That was, again, his either girlfriend or fiance wife at the time. But excuse me. Again, they were married at some point. But again, just letting him know his mother is not doing well. He was actually a firefighter after the war. I can't remember if it was right after or years later, but he was a fireman. Okay, it actually shows it here. He in 1951, and he retired in 78. So evidently about 28 years of being a fireman. Again, he was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. This right here is just, stuff somebody printed online just about Arlington National Cemetery and what they're about and what they do, and just, information for the family and everything. Here's another photo of him. I like this one a lot. I'll have to get this one framed. And it's kind of cool. He's got like a woolly felt 9th Armored patch on there. So what he's wearing in this picture is not that uniform there. This would have probably been his Class A dress jacket, whereas I have the Ike jacket. Here's another copy of the same photo with a little bit of information at the bottom with his serial number. Again, B Company, 2nd Tank Battalion, where he was in the campaigns he was at and everything. More photos of him and a buddy there. This was pretty interesting. When I opened the box of stuff, when I received it, this right here was on the top. And it's actually just honoring the memory of Mr. Clarence Fibbage. And it's signed by President Donald Trump. Now, obviously, he didn't sign it, this year. This would have been during his first term as president between 2016 and 2020. And again, remember, Mr. Fibbage passed away in July of 19. And so that's pretty interesting to have that signed by the president, at the time. It was evidently sent to him or sent to the family after he passed away. This right here is just a newspaper article about Arlington National Cemetery. And underneath here, got a lot of stuff to move around here. This right here represents, 4 children, I guess, in service during the war. There's actually maps right here from after the war. Evidently, him and his wife did some traveling overseas. Here's Germany surrenders unconditionally. Just information about the German surrender and stuff. This right here, again, talks about his life. And there's actually, I forgot about this, there's pictures of him right there from 2010. Here, him and his wife, 1989, 1999. Him and his family, his wife and 2 children. Okay, there you go. They got married in 1946. Him and Ruth. Him later in life. Again, him and his wife there later in life. That photo right there actually looks like my grandfather, my dad's dad, who was in the Korean War. Man, it's freaky how much it looks like him. Moving along here, again, they got this big scrapbook here, and it's a bunch of like newspaper clippings and stuff. I don't know that he did this. Maybe it was his, his wife, his girlfriend or fiance at the time, or maybe his family put it together. But just different newspaper clippings and articles about the war, about, a little bit of stuff that was mentioned about the 9th here and there, about the bridge, crossing the Rhine. This right here is actually some photos of Dwight Eisenhower from 1969. Again, these are from like the Saturday Evening Post. Again, just other little random stuff that was taken out of magazines or other things talking about the 9th Armored and stuff like that. This has to do with, what would that be? St. John. It has to do with evidently his church, his Lutheran church, St. John's. But again, I haven't even gone through everything. It's going to take a while, probably several days to thoroughly go through it all and figure out how I'm going to display it and what I'm going to be able to do with this. I'm rearranging my room, working on it. A lot of you have asked me about a new man cave video, so it is in the works. It's just going to take time. But I'm so happy to get this. I know this video is long, and I appreciate you guys that watch the long videos. Because honestly, it seems like a lot of people nowadays have a short attention span, I guess, and just want to hurry up and, watch a 1-minute video or a 15-second video and move to the next thing. But I like to be thorough and detailed with my videos, give information, and make it fun. Again, showing people how fun it is to collect, keep history alive, honor the memory of those that served. But I am still researching him. I appreciate you guys so much for being with me on this journey. Sometimes, honestly, I do get discouraged, and I really have thought about over the past few years not making YouTube videos no more. And I'm not trying to get sympathy, but sometimes I just not really in the mood, or just a lot going on in life. But I am going to keep making videos. Hopefully, I still make them regularly. If y'all will, just keep me in your prayers. I'm fine, but praying for people. There's power in prayer. I'll pray for any of you. If you want to reach out to me, let me know maybe something you're going through. But we got to encourage each other and have fun in life. Live for God. Do what's right. Be good people. Take care of our families and stuff. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. Very, very excited. So happy again to get a large grouping from a member of my close friend, Mr. Littlejohn's company. I'm still going to be looking out for more. Believe it or not, this is actually my 40th 9th Armored jacket, uniform jacket, number 40. Not sure how many I'll end up with. I don't know if I'll end up with 60 or 150. I have no idea, but it's fun, and I'm just going to keep doing my thing. But God bless all of you. Thank you for all your support. Please like this video, share, comment. I love hearing from you. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. But more videos are on the way. God bless you, and I'll be getting back to you soon. Thank you.